If you are in the middle between who you've always been and who you are becoming, then this channel may be for you. Okay. So one thing I'm opting out for as of today, and I've opted out for this for a while ago, but I'm still struggling with it too, where is I no longer want to be the reactive person. I want to be the reactor. Like, I want people to react to me being myself. Like, really, really be me. I've learned, like, for me, what typically happens is people will do stuff and I'll react to what they did. But I haven't had the audacity to show up as myself and let people react to me. You know, if I don't want to do something, I'm just not going to do it. And just tell them, be honest, and say, no, I don't want to do it. I explain. Not say anything else. Just no. And see what they do. If they be like, okay, what? Yeah, whatever. Still want to do it. You know what I mean? Just to know. I'm not gonna say yes. I said no. You know, and let them react from that point. I mean, showing up and being my real self. If I'm tired, I'm tired. I don't want to do that. You know, if I want to have a day for myself, no, I just want a day for myself. Thank you. But thank you, though, for inviting me. You know, and let them react to that kind of stuff. I think that this version, that all that kind of stuff comes with something. That's why, and it creates something in you. And I had to become a different version of myself to be that kind of person, because I wasn't always like that, but I became that. It's so crazy. And I don't like what it created. I see the end. I'm the end. I'm the end of it now. I don't like it. And it's not useful to where I want to go. You know, so I got to get it out of here. Gently, calmly, in its time. Of course, not quick and fast. I'm still learning. I am in progress. I am not perfect. Okay? I learned that I want to make peace a priority. And that does not bring peace at all. Whatsoever. Give me a second. Message. But it doesn't bring peace for me at all. And what I learned is when I have shown up as myself in certain things, and I have said yes when I want to say yes and no when I want to say no, that peace literally comes with it. Like, I can get relaxed to be like, I really want to do this, I'm going to do it. Or if I don't want to do it, I don't do it. It's the peace that comes with it still, you know? And it doesn't come from trying to control how everyone else feels about me. You know, I would sometimes be the person reacting to how a person reacts or responds, or even their emotions. Sometimes I'd be that kind of person to stop them and be like, you know, to try to make it, I will react by being people pleasing sometimes, you know. And there is this thing I was watching by Wayne Dyer, and he said people have a life. It's two ways to live. You can live a life of quality or a life of appearance. Okay? And he said the life of quality is inward. You're weeding your own grass so much that you're not even able to see what the neighbors are doing. You're minding your business. You're growing. You're self-developing. You're becoming successful at whatever you're doing. Inwardly, though, you know, he says, you know, when you squeeze an orange, you know, what comes out the orange. And of course, I was like, excuse me, I got to sneeze. It played me. I know. It played me. This is a joke at this point, but what comes out of the orange? And everybody was like, of course, juice. And he was like, well, why does it do that? And I was like, well, it's because it's an orange. And he's like, no, because that's what's inside of it. And when things pressure you and stress you out or get you into a place and life pressures you, whatever comes out of you, that's in that side of you. And now you work on it, right? Now you have a life of quality. And you start working on those things that are inside of you that come out that you see it's no longer useful. For me, no, I want to be the person that's showing up authentically as myself. And now you react to that instead of me coming the opposite way. You know, I don't want to people please. But that's what comes out when pressure's happening. Or a person guilt trips me enough. You know, just doing certain things, gossiping, like certain things that I do that I'm like, I don't want to do it no more. You know, that's what comes out of me when I'm in a situation. And now that I see that's in me, I don't want to have a part of that anymore. I want to be a feminine girl. I don't want that, you know. And then he says life of appearance, where you just look. You do everything based off your people's perception. You know, how they view you. You know, how you look and how you are showing, how you show up to others based off of that, which is outwardly. It's not inwardly, but that's what you choose to do. And that is more like having people's approval. When you have a life of appearance, it's people's approval. And the thing about having people's approval is that stuff changes. He says it's a difference between needing approval and wanting approval. He says, I like approval. Like, I want approval. And he says it's a difference, though. When you need and want approval, the difference is that when you want an approval, when you get it, okay, good. If you don't get it, guess what you're going to do? You're going to still do that thing. When you need approval and they don't give it to you, it immobilizes you. You don't do it because they didn't give it to you. That's you needing it. And that's the life of living a life of appearances. You're doing that for a reason. And almost like you're performing all the time. You're always on all the time. Where I was like that too. And I think he was saying he went in such great depths. I wish I could go on. I may make a video about this too, about the depth he went to. Me and my softness sister, I love you, babe. We're talking about that. And I remember we were talking about it, femininity and all this great stuff. I love it. But we were talking about it. And I had told her that something had happened. And my sister saw it. And at first, like, the old version of me would have been like, oh, no, it's not what it looks like. Oh, my gosh, this and that. Like, I would have tried to, like, clean up their perception of me. And I didn't that time. I told her, I said, honestly, I'm getting to the point where I don't care. I opt out. I don't care. Excuse me, it's my husband. I don't care if sister, not even my husband. Wait a minute. Let me see. But I don't care if, the first second that wasn't my husband. Anyways, I talked to him. That man. Anyways. He called me again. My man. Anyways, I don't even know what I was talking about, y'all. But I was like, I'm just done. Like, I am so done when it comes to, pretending like I'm not human. Like, pretending like I don't have any issues. I don't have anything to work on. Oh my gosh, I'm a robot. And no, I never go through anything. Oh my God, I'm so perfect. Like, I'm just over it. I'm over the facade of performing, being perfect. I'm just done. And me and her were talking, and she was like, girl, me too. And I'm like, who told us that we had to do that? I think that's like the most ruining thing, is that to think that you have to be in a box. You always have to be on. You always have to be performing. You always have to be perfect. When nobody is perfect. Everybody got something. I always tell couples, people, everybody this. Everybody got something. Everybody got something. You got something too. You know what I mean? Figure out what that is. But not subscribing to perfectionism and always getting everything right. Even me doing this, like doing one take videos where it's like, I'm not gonna say everything perfect. I'm gonna mess up. My man calling me. Like, kids gonna be loud. Get over it. Don't watch the video. It's just that simple. I mean, I want you to. I don't need you to, because it's what it is. Now this is for me. But yeah, it's like not opted in for that, for the reacting, and opted in for a life of appearance. I want a life of quality. I want to work on what I got to work on within myself. What's coming out of that orange? What's coming out of me? Really coming out of me that I want to change. I don't want to decide that I'll be whatever way I was for forever. I don't want to decide that. Like Tony Robbins always says, when did you decide that that's who you want to be? Wherever you're at in your life, when did you decide that's who you want to be and you want to stay that way? Because you can change at any point in time. You don't have to have a fixed mindset like a rock would, to think that this is always is how it's going to be and this is it and that's all it is. It's not. There's so much more. And get a growth mindset. And I think when he always, Wayne Dyer says, change your own diaper, your own SHIT, and weeding your own garden. Get a bit better at weeding your own grass, your own garden, all those weeds. Get it out of there. Look what's going on inside, and really like changing where you want to change up. And me and her was having just a real truthful. I love her so much, Charm, my girl. But just having a real honest conversation of just like, we're done. Like, I'm done subscribing to that, being perfect, being I'm done. It's not for me anymore, and I'm letting it go. And I don't want a life of appearance. I want a life of performance. I don't want a life that is just approval seeking from everybody else to make it. And I think it's rooted in control. I want to control your perception of me to make it be whatever I think I am, rather than really becoming that woman that is that already. I would rather just pretend, perform to get your approval for something that I'm doing than really do the work that it takes to get it. And I get it, because it's easier just to pretend something. Heck yeah, it's easier. Duh. But how long can you keep it up? Most times what I'm seeing, not very long. I don't want to be that. I don't want that for me. It's not useful. It's just, no. You don't have to. You don't have to. You can opt out of it. This is not who I want to be. This is not what I want to become. I'm working towards femininity and softness and being that kind of girly. I don't want to be that hard, girly, that masculine. I don't want all that. I don't want to dive into that and be into that way. But yeah, just know that you have options, and you don't have to live a life of performance and perfection and have to always be on all the time. Baby, you can rest and you can live a life of quality where you really become that person. Will it take work? Yes. Is it easier to pretend? Yes. But it costs. And nobody talks about the costs. Yet I can pretend all I want to, but it's going to cost me. What is it costing you? And is it worth it? It's not worth it to me. To always have to pretend all the time that everything's great. It's not perfect. It's not great all the time. You can be human. You can be human and you can break down sometimes. You're not unbreakable. No, you're not. I'd rather live life of quality, even though it's going to take more work, and I'm going to have to maybe be, in my head, maybe be a little longer, okay? Because with appearances, it happens quick, fast. You just change it, right? But when it comes to, and sometimes, don't say all that, but yeah, it's quicker in your head, right, for where you want to be at. But if you really want to transform and become that thing, again, appearances only last so long. You can do all you want to and surface level fix something, and I know this for sure, even with coaching. You can surface level fix something all you want to. There's a root. There's a root of it. And if you don't get to that root and get that dug out and fixed and clear it all out, then that's going to keep happening. Whatever you're doing is a symptom. It's just a symptom of the root of what's happening. You don't get to that root, those symptoms are going to keep coming up. They're going to start looking different. It's going to get worse. Like, there's a saying in like relationship coach stuff, is like, when you have a bad feeling, you try to push it down. Sometimes it'll start popping up in other areas, or it'll pop up unhealthy. It's going to come up whatever way it's going to come up. But now you have a choice. Do you want an unhealthy or a healthy way of doing this thing? And, I've never chosen consciously unhealthy, and I don't want to do that. Not now. And when I didn't know better, I didn't know better. But when I knew better, I got it together. And it's the same thing with this. You don't have to perform. You don't have to. There's no other way. I think even with this YouTube thing, like I'm talking to the girl about it on the thing. Her name is Fairy, and talking to her, I had a session with her, and just all this other stuff was going on. And, I think that one thing that I've learned from her is, like, all the thoughts and limited beliefs of being like, oh no, you gotta do this, you gotta do this, you gotta do this, you gotta do that, go this and that. It's like, I don't know. You don't have to subscribe to them. See if it's true by not doing them. Let's see what happens. What happens to you? And same thing with this YouTube channel too. Showing up as myself authentically all the time, not editing the video. Over time, what will that create? And that's what I'm like, that juicy, delicious thing is what I'm really like excited for. What will that create in me to show up myself authentically time and time again for all these 30 days, 60 days, 90, whatever, all this time? What will that create? Right? So juicy. It's so, you don't know. Like right now I'm excited because it's like, what is it going to create? What will happen? What will I be? Who will I become at the end of this? What transformation will happen? What mind shift? What belief will be broken? Like what, just all these possibilities. When I want to, because I don't want to live a life of appearance. I've done it long enough, and I would rather want to live a life of quality, a real life, where I'm being successful at being me, really me, not the hardened one, not the one that's filled with armor, none of that, not the one I was programmed from television. No, I don't want. I want to be me, the real me. You know, if I'm saying no, I'm saying no. If I'm saying yes, I'm saying yes. Not because I feel bad. No, I don't want all that. You know, so yep, that's my spiel. I love you so much. You have a great day, and just know you don't have to perform. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to. Not if you don't want to. There's always another option. Yeah. Try to test the beliefs. The Bible says to test the spirits, try them and see if they are of God. Test them. If that's really true and it's really what it is, test it. See what happens. You know? It's like I'm testing this. Hopefully that makes sense to you. It makes sense to me. All right. Love you guys so much. Bye.